Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my quick review for Heavenly Sword, the movie, which of course is the adaptation, the CG adaptation, to the very, very popular, okay, maybe not very, very popular, but popular video game Heavenly Sword, which came out in 2007 on the PS3, developed by Ninja Theory, the guys that went on to make Enslaved Odyssey to the West, one of my favorite underrated games of all time, and of course they also made DMC, and they're making a brand new game called Hellblade, which a lot of people thought was going to be kind of like a spiritual successor to Heavenly Sword. Hell, even the name Hellblade is very similar, while it's actually kind of like the complete opposite. Hell, heavenly, you know, blade, sword, whatever. It's very similar. So everybody thought like this new game that they're going to develop is a sequel. So of course people got excited about a new, maybe Heavenly Sword, who knows. So of course this film comes out a couple months after that game gets announced. And hey, what did I think of it? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I never completed Heavenly Sword. I don't know the story all the way throughout. I heard this is a very fateful adaptation story-wise, so I'm going to just take it as like it is. Okay, so cool. If it is, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not excited to get back into that video game because the story here and the movie itself is bad. It really is. Now, I did play Heavenly Sword, the video game, halfway through, and I did really enjoy the story. I remember loving it, actually. I love all the characters and stuff. I don't remember why I didn't get back into it. I think I was busy or whatever. Maybe other video games came out. I did start playing it a little, like a couple years after it originally came out, so probably other games came out and I just started playing those. But still, I really enjoyed what I played, so watching this film and me just going, okay, it's very faithful, it has to be the same story, I'm just perplexed because this story, the way they present it and the way they just show you what happens and all the action, all the acting and all the CG, it's just bad. It's really bad. This is a bad adaptation, I'm telling you right now. I mean, even some of the best video games get adapted into adapted. I keep saying adapted, what the hell's wrong with me? Adapted into films. Like hell, Max Payne had a great story. They screwed that up. But this one I heard is very faithful. It even does use CG. It's not live action. It's not. So I thought this could have been decent. It could have been decent. I mean, there's other like animated films out there that go straight to DVD, like this one. This is a great animated straight to DVD film. So I just assumed if they gave a shit, they would have made this into a good film, but guess what? They did not. Now, I am not too pissed that it's not a good film, because again, I didn't play the game all the way through. I wasn't that invested into the game like some people are, but there's going to be huge fans of this that are just not going to like it. I'm telling you right now, there's really no redeeming qualities about this film. The CG is awful. It's so bad looking. There's so many inconsistencies. There's parts where Naruto, the main character, is whooping ass, just like destroying people, and there's, you know, she kills about maybe like 20 or 30 people, and then it cuts away and it cuts back and there's nobody on the ground. She killed nobody. It's like it was straight up from the video game where you kill someone and their body disappears. It was exactly like that. There's so many inconsistencies like that. Her hair's like moving through her body and stuff. It's just stuff like that that's just like, oh, you guys didn't even give a shit. It's either that or you just had no money, which I'm gonna assume the latter, because I even watched some of the bonus features, and when I mean bonus features, I mean one bonus feature, which is the making of the film, and it seemed like the guys that were making it actually gave a shit. They were actually like, yeah, I love this game, and I mean, I just wanted to adapt it. I really, really loved it. I want to put this part in, I want to put this level in, I want to put this scene in and stuff, and I want to make it feel like a movie, very cinematic. I want to get the same actors that played the characters and stuff, and you can tell those people actually cared. So I'm just assuming that the budget was really small, because the CG is really awful. It really is. It's so bad, and it's just distractingly awful. And what's also really bad is that the story itself is just uninteresting, really uninteresting. The mythology around it is bland, and when it gets into the very sci-fi-ish, not sci-fi-ish, but you know, very fantasy-esque sword, the Heavenly Sword and stuff, it's really just like out of nowhere, and they don't really they don't really like explain what the hell's going on at all. It's just like, hey, if you saw the, I mean, if you played the game, you know what's going on. It's like the Cliff Notes version of the video game. If you didn't want to play the video game again, here's Heavenly Sword the movie. Remember this scene? Well, it was much better in the video game, but at least we made you remember that that scene was awesome in the video game. That's what it felt like. It was just really, really bad. It was like the acting, even though they got Anna Torv and they got Alfred Molina, they got Thomas Jane, They got Nolan North to play about 15 characters. They got a bunch of actors in here, voice actors, that do an okay job. But even that, like, I just didn't care. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about the action. The action was bad. The choreography was bad. The animation was bad. Just everything was pretty much awful in this. The only thing I would say was decent. There's an action scene later on in the film where someone gets killed. I'm just gonna say that, not spoiling it. That I laughed my ass off. I laughed so hard. And if you see this film, you might know what I'm talking about, because it's one of those like, oh man, yeah, that everything's looking up, everything's coming up Millhouse, and then freaking shing, and then you're just like, ah! At least me, I was laughing my ass off. But anyway, yeah, that's the only positive I have for this film. It's straight to DVD. It only costs like $15, $13 if you got it on DVD. But I still highly don't recommend watching it, especially if you're a huge fan of the game. It might actually piss you off. It really might. Also, I didn't explain the story, but if you want to really know what the story is about, you can either read the synopsis of the video game or the movie. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You know, it follows Noriko. She has the heavenly sword and she kills things. It doesn't matter. Really doesn't. It doesn't matter. All that matters is me telling you that it's bad and you shouldn't watch it. Go play the video game. It actually is probably cheaper than the movie. It actually, I think it actually is. You can get it for pretty much $10 used at GameStop. Go get the game. Screw the movie, go get the game. So, I'm giving the movie a 10 out of 40. I really didn't like it at all. It was bad. But it wasn't like one of those movies that I was so pissed off, like, oh, I'm in a bad mood now. I was more like in a bored, like, oh, whatever. Oh, where's that Batman animated movie? I'll watch that instead. It's shorter and better. So anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that review. I didn't like the movie. Sorry for all you big fans out there, but definitely just go play the game. You know, they didn't do a good job, but hey, at least they tried, I guess. At least they tried. So anyway, there you go. Thank you and goodbye.